So I'm Eric Poirier, I'm Addepar's CEO. Addepar's building technology basically for the investment management world. There's $120 trillion of assets that are managed. Those assets are oftentimes managed with disproportionately using people in spreadsheets, and we're building modern technology to make it so the people managing those investments and the people advising those asset owners have the right tools at their disposal to make better decisions just by construction. Well, I think if you look at the financial crisis in '08, a lot of people got hurt really, really badly. And I think that a lot of people got hurt a lot worse than they were expecting to. This included the biggest players in the financial system, where, in hindsight, what you hear almost across the board is we were flying kind of blind. We didn't really deeply understand the risks that we were taking, and we weren't prepared for those. And so I think it's a natural reaction. And it takes a while to really be really, really specific about the parts of the system that have devolved into something that's pretty broken. And then that creates opportunities, of course, for entrepreneurial people to innovate. And so I think this takes many, many different forms. Of course, the financial system is large. The ecosystem is really nuanced. And so looking at very specific parts of that ecosystem, whether it's payments, whether it's wealth management, whether it's making making lending more efficient, there are different pockets that create massive opportunities. The way we're approaching it is more saying, at the end of the day, markets are built to more efficiently allocate capital. And so we're starting with the portfolios that tend to be the largest, the most complex, really to get our head around that, and to take an industry that hasn't had a coherent and internally consistent representation of the data of those portfolios and solve that first, make that really pervasive, and then the entire system can work in a way that's much more data-driven. I think, again, if you look at the way that the financial system and the players who have dominated the financial system over the last couple decades, it tended to rely more on soft skills than data. So you'll have folks show up in a fancy suit and have the right story to tell you and have some beautiful collateral to give you. But if you're being pitched in that way, the hard work was on you to understand how that thing relates to your current worlds. And there's a lot of friction in that process, right? So the way we're looking at the problem is if we can represent your whole situation, the portfolio you own, your goals and objectives, what you're trying to achieve, and we can do that completely, then we have the context necessary to let you make a better decision about which products and what services are most relevant for you. And sort of by extension, the people who are creating those new products and services can do a much better job targeting the segments that are where they're most relevant. And so I think, again, it's partly big data, but it's really nuanced data. It's like who needs what product and service. This really devolves into kind of a digital marketing and advertising problem, but it requires a level of personalization and really just understanding each and every client and what makes those clients unique and then serving that need.